Homework is changing at New Tratheris. Here is a quick guide for you on what we now call independent learning. So what is independent learning? Independent learning is any work that is set to be completed outside of lessons, not directly supervised by your teacher. This work is to support you to build knowledge and skills and therefore make improved progress. As in previous years, this work will be set on class charts for Key Stage 3 in the majority of Key Stage 4 subjects, and for Key Stage 5 and some Key Stage 4 classes it will be set on Microsoft Teams. But how will this be different from traditional homework? So how is independent learning going to be different? First of all, we're actually encouraging your teachers to set you less homework tasks. When they do set independent learning, it will be less frequent, or it may be less in the fact that there are smaller and more focused independent learning tasks for you to do. Where possible, your teachers should link the independent learning task to the SORT strategy. Therefore, they're going to help you to remember more of what you are learning in their lessons. This means you might be asked to summarise your learning using techniques such as mind mapping, flashcards, Cornell notes or revision clocks. You might be asked to organise your learning using personal learning checklists to identify your strengths and weaknesses. You might be given time to recall your learning using techniques such as blurting, look, cover, say, check or mnemonics to rote learn information. Finally, you might be given time to test yourself using low stakes quizzes such as Seneca or Hegarty Maths or high stakes questions. Where possible, these tasks will feed forward into next lessons, meaning that starter activities might be based on these homeworks. Your teacher might give you a quiz to check what you've understood, or you might be asked to peer or self-assess the work. All of this will help you to identify gaps in your knowledge or skills, and your teacher can therefore help you to close those gaps. This will mean that you will make more progress over time, because progress means knowing more, remembering more, and therefore being able to do more. Some practical or coursework-based subjects will still have to set you more traditional tasks. You may also be set some project work, research or advanced reading as part of your independent learning. How often will tasks be set? This table is for guidance only, and it gives you an idea of how much independent learning to expect in Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4 in different subject or curriculum areas. Those subjects that have more curriculum time will therefore set you more frequent independent learning, and those subjects that you have less curriculum time will set you less frequent tasks. In Key Stage 5, you can expect at least one independent learning task per subject per week. This isn't a rigid timetable, and this is flexible depending on what you are learning in each subject. What if I struggle to get my independent learning done at home? We now have 3 study zones available for you to use Mondays to Thursdays after school. For Year 7 and 8, it's R1 and R2. Year 9, it's Y16. Year 10 and 11, it's G30 and G33. And these are open Monday to Thursday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. They are computer rooms, so you have access to ICT, and there's a member of staff there to support you and plenty of resources for you to use. You just need to pop in. There's also the study room Y34 for NT6 students, Mondays to Fridays, periods 1 to 5. Remember, it's your responsibility to know your logins and to check class charts or Teams regularly, preferably daily. Ask your form tutor if you have forgotten your login. We also have new sort stations in the library for Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 5 students in the main building, and upstairs in the Key building for Key Stage 4. These are full of sort supplies and help sheets for your independent learning. You just need to help yourself before or after school, or access this at break time and lunch times. What happens if I do not complete my independent learning? We believe that independent learning is crucial to your success at New Tratheris. Whilst we are encouraging your teachers to set you less, What they do set is important to help you make the right progress. So teachers are expecting tasks to be completed and to a high standard. Therefore, there are new systems in place to support you to complete this work. Because we believe that independent learning is a vital part of the curriculum, we have put a number of supportive steps in place to ensure you're completing those tasks to the best of your ability. In the first instance, if you fail to complete work on time, or you hand a piece of work in that's not completed to an adequate standard, you'll get a homework warning, or H1. Class charts will record this event, but you'll not get a behaviour point. That's because we understand there are sometimes circumstances that mean you may miss a deadline or rush work to get it in on time. You now have the opportunity to hand that work in the next day to your class teacher, or they may ask you to hand it in to the head of department, and the member of staff will speak to you the next day when you hand it in. If you fail to submit it or it's still handed in to an inadequate standard, you'll receive a H2, Homework Study Zone Support. Again, class charts will record this event, but you won't get any behaviour points. However, at this stage, an email will be sent to your parents or carers and to your form tutor, informing them that you must attend the next available study zone session after school for support. If you're in the sixth form, it'll be the next available free period in the study room. The reason for this is the study zone or study room has a member of staff to support you and the ICT or other resources you need to complete that independent learning that you've been unable to complete on your own at home. Staff running the study zone or study room will register your attendance on class charts, and your class teacher and parents will be notified if you are absent. If you fail to attend or the work is still not completed to an adequate standard, or if you've received 3 H1s in the same subject, you'll then be issued a H3, a Homework Department Lunch Detention. Class charts will now record this as a negative behaviour point, and your class teacher will make a phone call home. If after all this you still fail to complete the homework or attend the detention, at this stage the head of department will phone home, and sanctions will now move to the head of year, and you'll receive an after-school detention. Even though we've put a range of supportive measures in place, if you do not meet your independent learning deadlines, there's a lot that you can do to keep on top of your independent learning yourself. Check class charts and/or teams depending on your key stage as often as possible, preferably every day. You can download the class charts and Microsoft Teams apps, and that way you'll receive notifications on your smartphones when tasks are set and when the deadlines are. Plan your time effectively in order to meet these deadlines. Don't just save work until the last minute. Find a quiet, private space for study at home. If this is not possible, use the study zone or study room and/or the library at school to complete your independent learning. Speak to your teacher before the deadline if you're having difficulties. Don't just wait until the moment you are handing that work in. Ask your form tutor for your login details if you have forgotten them.